Question is, why do people have the problem to change their behavior? Based on the video that I have watched, Mr. Fogg present three problems, and they are motivation, ability, and trigger. Motivation uh, is talking about when people have low motivation. Of course the people will got difficult to change their behavior. For example, when a person wants to change uh, his or her behavior by read starting to read to books every day, because uh, that person has a low motivation, and then uh, it makes uh, it makes him or her feel lazy, and finally that person do nothing and didn't reading. And of course it follow after motivation, it followed by ability. Yes, ability. We have the motivation but we do not be able to do it. Of course it is useless, it is nonsense. Trigger, according to me, trigger is when we have motivation but we do not push ourselves to fulfill our motivation by doing something. For example, when we want to reading a book, for example, but we didn't push ourselves. To do it because we have low motivation. That's why people having the problem, people difficult to change their behavior because they have low motivation. Second question is, what is wrong having motivation? I think there is nothing wrong when we have motivation. I think it is good when we have motivation, but the problem is, and the thing that were wrong is when we have motivation, but we didn't do something. Yeah, we didn't. I mean, when, for example, we are motivated to learn English, to develop our English, but we didn't do nothing. We didn't learn. We didn't find any source to learn English. I think it is the thing that wrong. But having the motivation is really good in our life. The last question is, what is the solution that Mr. Fogg applied to change the behavior? I think the first one is design for the behavior that lead to the outcome. I'm sorry. For example, like we make a note. Design, it means we make a note, like and then we make a note and try to make a plan. For example, after I eat my lunch, I will read a book. After that, after I read a book, I will do my homework, something like that, so on and so on. And of course, the second one is create tiny habits. It means that when we want to change our behavior, of course, we try um, we try to do a good habit. A tiny habit, it means from a easy one to difficult one. For example, we when we want to having a loss, when we want to have uh, losing weight, I mean, uh, of course we have to do the sport like push up. Nah, uh, of course tiny habit, we do tiny habits like the for example like the first day I push up uh, two push up. For example, first day is two push up, the next day is three push up, and the next day five push up, and so on and so on. And when we start to do that, of course we can change our behavior.